the audacity, I'm not buying what you're selling, so let me just scroll on Instagram because I was not entertained. I mean, the only entertainment was like, you were clowns. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was just like,
you were entertained with the drone footage?
Yeah. What was really going
very
on?
Nice shots.
What was really, I said, what was really going on?
81 nights or something like that. I think I lost count. It doesn't make a difference. I'm alright and kinda surprised. I'm really okay. We'll never seeing you again, but with my head in the pillow.
We're here post Michael Jackson.
Post Leaving Neverland.
Post Leaving Neverland. Remember, well, you guys won't remember, but I would have posted it by now, I guess. Did you want me to post them together?
I don't want you to post the first one.
You don't even want to post the first one?
Unless you're going to post it
okay,
after
we probably won't post the first one. We'll probably do this one and then like do a previous one of the one BreeKay didn't want you to see that was completely raw because it was a random question. But anyways, I'm Jackie the Rippy.
Sorry. I'm BreeKay.
And we'll be talking about Michael Jackson. Okay, so so I can Alright, so anyway, we're gonna start. I didn't really even know about this whole Michael Jackson thing going on until probably like after Leaving Neverland came out. I honestly didn't even hear about it come out. I guess I'm like under a rock.
No.
But when did you first hear about the Michael Jackson's like the talking going on or the media going on? Was it when the video dropped? Or right before when they announced it was coming out on HBO or whatever?
I remember they showed a commercial for the announcement, I think toward the end of Surviving R. Kelly. And so I remember seeing it, and I didn't know what it was going to be. I mean, I knew it was going to be about Michael Jackson, the allegations. I didn't know what they were, like what exactly they were going to talk about. But that was where I first heard it. And then didn't really pay it any mind, didn't know where it was coming out. I thought it was going to come on Lifetime too. Mm-hmm. And then I think just like in one of our group chats, somebody asked, oh, what do you guys think about Leaving Neverland? And almost everyone was like, I didn't see it. And then in another one of our group chats, it came up again. And so that's kind of, I guess, where it started, where we started the conversation, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like all these like, whatever you want to call it, like shedding light in the darkness kind of videos came out like after the R. Kelly one, the Fire Festival one, and this one? It's kind of like a trend, isn't it? Kind of like all the stuff you kind of thought about. Even the OJ kind of one came out last year, where he had finally had that interview or whatever that came out.
Oh, that did come out last year.
It's kind of like a little trendy, huh? Like all these whole.
Well, because I guess
who's next? Who the people with pitchforks are like? Who's next?
Yeah,
because people feed off of that. They're just like, oh my god,
it is a moneymaker.
Yeah, but low key though, like we all want to know the story a lot of the time. Like we want to know what happened.
I never watched Lifetime of my life, but I was watching that R. Kelly one. But yeah. Anyways, so the Michael Jackson. So that's when you start. When did you start doing your research? When you started to see the.
When we first started talking about it in one of our group chats, which was the Ruckus group chat.
And then that just pissed you off? Not pissed you off,
No, I didn't know what to think yet because I had never thought about whether or not Michael Jackson was a child molester. I guess because we were too young when the trial happened, and I just remember that he was exonerated. Mm-hmm. So I never really put too much stock into wondering, oh, did he do it or not? I guess because he was not convicted, so you know what I mean? So I just never thought about it.
I remember not hearing about it when we were young, but like it just kind of like, oh, Michael Jackson and Little Young Boys. That always was like in the back of it, right? Like as a joke, but like you like didn't know if it was true as a joke. You know, like kind of like I knew R. Kelly peed on that little girl for the longest time, and they joked about it on the show and stuff like that. I just. For some reason, like, it never just manifested itself to be like, wait, hold on, what happened, you know? Yeah. So kind of like now, that's the kind of effect it had on me at first. I was like, oh, this one now? You know? So.
Okay. So, yeah, so then I just started because I don't really watch TV anyway, and I don't have any, like, subscriptions to anything. So I don't have HBO. And so when I found out it was going to be on HBO, I was kind of like, well, I guess I'm not going to watch it because I don't have it. But I started like reading articles, which is kind of what I do a lot of the time. Like if I'm not gonna see a movie or something, I'll go and read the plot synopsis of it just to see what happened. It's just how I am. And then I'll go and see what the internet is saying about it. And I don't know, it's just kind of how I am. So with Leaving Neverland, that's what I did. I just started like looking through the hashtag, and then I started coming across different articles and different like Twitter threads and stuff like that. And as I was just reading, I read this one article from Forbes, and that's what kind of really did it for me to say, okay, so like, are we just going to believe whatever these guys are saying, or are we going to verify some of the facts? And so when we started getting into the facts of it, then that's when I really started going just down the rabbit hole of...
Okay, before we go down the rabbit hole, just kind of summarize what Leaving Neverland is, when you guys can. It's basically two guys. 4
hours of drone footage. And two guys that are basically telling their story about how Michael Jackson sexually abused them. Wade Robson and James Safechuck. And then their moms and Wade Robson's sister and brother. I think that's everyone that's in it.
And it's 2 parts.
Oh, and then their wives, I guess, in the second part.
And it's 2 parts. The first part is like the part of it happening, and the second part, I haven't seen the second part.
The second part is a continuation when they get older and they get married and then do the trial and all that stuff. That's what that second part's about. So we watched the first part. When we watched it 2 weeks ago, right?
Was it 2 weeks ago? Like 3 weeks ago?
It was 2 weeks, I'm pretty sure. So we watched that first part because one of our friends was very adamant about Michael Jackson being a monster. So we went ahead and watched it. And before watching it, what did you think? What did you think about Michael Jackson's character? Did you think that he was innocent? Did you think that he was guilty? Did you not know?
I honestly didn't know, but I was leaning more on the side. Like I had like just kind of like just kind of scrolled through some of the stuff. I didn't really like dive in the rabbit hole. I just kind of like peeked in the rabbit hole from like what's going on there? Looks right.
All right, you gotta go back to the movie.
Back to what I'm doing. But what I got from it, like, you know, I'm always hesitant to wherever like the media is going. I'm hesitant to look every single time, no matter what it is. Sometimes they're right, sometimes most of the time they're wrong. But like I always said, if everybody's pointing like the witch hunt is going that way, I'm gonna step back and look. Okay, who you guys hunting and why? Like all of a sudden, you know, like the R. Kelly thing. I didn't even step back. I think I got caught up in it because I was already heated.
Well, with R. Kelly,
there was evidence.
There was evidence, and then I had jumped down that rabbit hole like a year ago. Remember, and I was like telling you guys about it and stuff like that.
We'll say that for another video, I guess.
Okay.
Because that's another long story. But like for this one, I'm always stepping back to see like what's going on. So this one, I stepped back, and it just looks too much like forcing it. When the media try to force their opinion, like. No, this guy's guilty, without even like no due process, no looking at the facts, no kind of stuff like that.
Well, that's the thing. There was due process.
Yes.
And he was exonerated.
Yes. I'm talking about after. Okay. Well, from what I'm getting before I didn't even know there was a court case.
You didn't know?
After. Not really, no. But when they're trying to force something on me, I'm like, okay, like you're trying to force this. I don't think it's true. Like, you know what I mean? Because you wouldn't have to force it if it was true.
I don't like that either.
So like, that's what I was feeling already going towards the video. And then when I watch the video, it's like, as I'm going through, there's no facts, there's no evidence, no nothing. Like,
what about the ring that he pulled out?
It doesn't make any sense. To me, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, if it really was that struggling, like, why would you even have the ring? Or why would you have that stuff? And, like,
how does
and
it
to me,
fit
like,
your adult 40-year-old finger, but...
Yes, and I just don't understand that. It just seems like too much of also a random time. Like, both you guys decided just now is the time. I don't know. Like, I just don't understand. It just didn't things weren't lining up. Like, the whole thing
as you were watching it.
As I was watching it, and it just seemed kind of like you're just trying to make me feel sorry for you, and you're using the story, but like I feel sorry for them because they're probably like there's something's going on with them. We haven't seen something going on with them. I don't know what they're doing. One of them I think was molested probably, and it just wasn't Michael Jackson, but I don't know. That's how I felt about it.
Before and after. Like, before going into it, what were your thoughts? And then after watching it, or during watching it.
Here's the thing. I am not a Michael Jackson fan. Like I'm probably like the least Michael Jackson fan. But I know his like popular hits, but I know that you guys are like super know all the hits, all the stuff that wasn't on the radio.
Because
like,
well, we weren't allowed to listen to secular music growing up, but Michael Jackson was one of the exceptions in our house. Mm-hmm. So because my dad is a Michael Jackson fan. He saw the Jackson 5 when he was younger and like stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So that's why we know his music.
But I would say that I didn't really know. Like I wasn't oh, he molested kids. Like, when people would joke about that, I'd be like, or they would serious, I'd be like, how do you know? Like, but not like, how do you know? Like, you know, I would just be like, but how do you guys even know? Like, you know, people just say stuff like that. Like, were you there? Did you witness this? So I was just like, nah, like, I don't really know too much, so I couldn't give like a definite answer. And then after watching the documentary, oh my gosh.
We were like 10 minutes into the documentary.
I was scrolling on my phone because there's one thing that I really hate, and we had like so many conversations after, like for hours after we watched the documentary, or the first part of the documentary. Like there's one thing that I hate, and it's like when people lie or they're manipulative, and I felt like you were trying to influence me based on feelings. And I will say that I am a feeler, but I am a logical feeler. Like, you cannot play me, okay? Don't try to manipulate my mind into like using these, what I would say, politically correct trigger words. I did not like that. It makes me feel like you are lying to me and that you want me to like believe you based on, like these words of like, you know, getting very graphic and detailed and things like that, and the anal and like, I'm just like
the genitalia.
Yes, exactly. And I'm just like, okay, like, or he liked when we spread the cheeks or something. Didn't he say something like that?
I'm sorry, I don't need to laugh.
I was just like, no, seriously, like, I feel like people, like real victims, should be offended of watching something like this, because it's like, this is some serious stuff, and you're gonna go detail per detail of somebody that didn't do this to you. Like, how dare you? The audacity. I'm not buying what you're selling, so let me just scroll on Instagram, because I was not entertained. I mean, the only entertainment was like, you were clowns. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was just like, what is it?
You were entertained with the drone footage?
Yeah. What was really going on?
Very nice shots.
What was really going on? Like, y'all are crazy. No, I didn't buy what they were selling. They're weird.
Okay, well, I just want to say that this documentary, which
if you
can call it that, which probably, I mean, I heard somebody say, and I don't want to be too opinionated or too like triggered, I guess, in this situation. Like, I want to just kind of remain factual with the whole thing, but I kind of almost can't help it, because it was such, I feel like the documentary was irresponsible, first of all. Yeah. When there's only 2 people talking most of the time in a documentary, or I think there was a total of 6 people that spoke or something, maybe 8, and they were all just the family. And there was no one else speaking. They didn't get approval from anyone else to speak. I feel like that was like the first indication that this is a load of horse and one-sided horse. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, why aren't you introducing anybody else? And then Dan Reed's excuse whenever he's confronted with that question says, I just wanted to tell their stories. This documentary was to tell their stories. But like, I just feel like that's, as a person who's documenting something, or as a journalist, that's just so irresponsible that you're not even going to look into the validity of what they're saying. And the thing about it that's crazy to me is that the documentary, at points, it does contradict itself with just time discrepancies. And then if you actually go back and look at the facts, what they're saying is completely contradicting what the truth is and what's actually out there, because you can actually go and look at FBI reports from when the FBI raided Neverland twice. You can go back and look at the lawsuit that they filed under seal for over $1 billion, mind you. It's not even like, oh, $1 billion, over $1 billion they're trying to sue Michael Jackson's estate for under seal. The judge, well, Wade Robson was the one that introduced that one. The judge laughed it out of court and said no reasonable person would ever find this valid. So it didn't even stand a chance. So then he goes and finds James, and then they come back and they're trying to sue them again. And so this whole, we didn't get any money for this documentary, and we don't want to get any money. We just want the whole, I want to tell the truth louder than I was forced to tell the lie narrative with $1.6 billion at stake. You know? So it's just like, yeah, and I don't understand how people can sit there and watch Wade Robinson and not see him for the BS that he is. Like, he's so narcissistic. Like, it's ridiculous. And so I just think that it's even if I didn't do this research beforehand, I think I would have watched the documentary and been like, Wade Robson is full of crap. Mm-hmm. James Safechuck is a little bit more believable in his story.
I thought that too.
But Wade Robson, like, right away, it's like, no, he's emotionally manipulative, and you could just see it all over his little beady eyes. His
1999 hairdo. Still, the blood's still stuck out, bro.
Yeah, he's still stuck in 1999.
Looking like Lance Bass.
Right.
the little goatee with it, this little thing.
Yeah, he's stuck in 1999. Like, sir, that ship has sailed. That's why you can't get work.
Sheets, I'm finally getting back to my routine. These clothes are finally smelling like me, but I